Hey, y'all. Y'all come in, late nighters. Come in, late nighters. Come in, late nighters. We need to talk about missing T. Montez. Okay. Y'all come in. Y'all come on in. Hey, baby. Hey, Jess. Seen you in a long time. Come on in, y'all. Let's talk. Like, come on, my late nighters. Come on, the real. I unblock you. I didn't mean to block you, but I unblock you. Y'all come on in. I didn't tell y'all, but let me go on and get started, okay? Okay, I got to go on and get started, y'all. All right, y'all. Make sure when you come in, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Now I want to get back into now we covered T Montez hurt. We covered his content. I think it was in February because it happened on a Thursday, the 1st of February, I think. Just and he was 19. T. Montez was 19 years old, and he was in college, but he left. He left college and everything. Okay, he met a young lady, and they, she wished him luck. Whatever he was going through. Uh, T. Montez was last seen at the Greyhound bus station, okay, in Kansas City. Now, you all remember when we covered this story that he had went to the hospital and they say he was okay, and they checked him real thoroughly, and they say he was okay. So his they gave him some kind of ticket or something to get on the plane, to get on the cab like a Uber. So uh, he went to the bus station exactly like his grandmama told him to do, but he couldn't call his grandmother because he left the phone on in the cab. Okay, but what I don't understand on that part is the cab driver was watching T. Montez. See, he watched T. Montez. So if he wasn't going to open that door and unlock the door for T. Montez, so he could check and see that he leave his phone in there, then he should have left. The cab should have left. Now I don't understand that part. I don't understand why did the cab driver did open that back door. Because T. Montez was trying to see did he leave his phone in the car. He would have called his grandmother back. So since the driver wasn't going to let him back in the car, T. Montez decided to walk down the street. He just got to walking. He just got to walking to where I don't know where he was walking to. You know what I mean? I don't know if he know that part uh of Kansas City. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear a video in a few minutes because I found out that they did find his phone in the cab. You know, he dropped his phone on the side of the door. You know how y'all drop your phone on the side of the door. What I don't understand about that, see, T. Montez, the hospital made me feel that he wasn't ready to be released. And why they didn't want to deal with him, I don't know. But they said he was okay, and the grandmother was trying to get them to let him stay at the hospital. Now, most young people keep their phone on them, but T. Montez phone fell out his pocket, some kind of way. And people, he's 19, and really 19-year old. They keep up with their cell phone, y'all. They don't need one thing I say about these young folks. They don't lose their cell phone. So did he have one cell phone or did he have two cell phones? Okay. Let's hear what they said about the taxi driver did find T. Montez's cell phone. Listen to this. I hope y'all doing okay late night.
Had no idea where Montez was heading off to, but they had also found his cell phone on the passenger side of the vehicle. It was explained that this was a relatively common occurrence with taxi services, especially with customers that are in a rush or suffering from mental issues. So when the driver first discovered the phone, this didn't ring too many alarm bells, so he simply followed procedure by reporting the cell phone.
Okay. Now, the oh y'all, I'm so tired. Oh, we're working on this. Um, see, the taxi returned the phone in. And I'm going to see, this is the first time I've seen this video. I'm going to see that they call anybody that, a number inside the cell phone so they can return his cell phone to him. What is that procedure? Okay, since they found his phone and see who the last person he had talking to. Okay, let's listen to this.
But to the driver's surprise, nobody would call to pick up a missing cell phone until the police called. So just like that, the pieces started to fall into place. It then became apparent to everybody that Montez had accidentally left his cell phone in the Z-Trip taxi, but not realizing it at the time, he simply walked off, likely to kill some time before the station was ready to open.
See, only thing I don't like, y'all, is the you know what? T. Montez ain't the one who acting weird to me. You know who acting like a weird who acting weird to me? The cab driver, the Uber, whatever it was. He was acting weird to me. It wasn't T. Montez the one acting weird to me. It was the cab driver. The cab driver was sitting there watching him. Okay.
The police called. So just like that, the pieces started to fall into place. It then became apparent to everybody that Montez had accidentally left his cell phone in the Z-Trip taxi, but not realizing it at the time, he simply walked off, likely to kill some time before the station was ready to open. The police did not reveal how long the taxi driver waited by the station, but it is assumed that he drove off rather swiftly, as Montez was not captured on the Greyhound bus station camera again, meaning he was never able to retrieve his phone. So with this new piece of information, the Missouri State Police increased the urgency that surrounded the case, given that Montez was alone in a city he didn't know very well without his cell phone, alongside the fact that he had recently suffered a very serious mental breakdown that would have more than likely left him
No. Wait a minute. See, the hospital, okay, this is what the hospital should have did. They shouldn't have let him go if he had a mental. They say he was okay. And because the grandmama said that she didn't want him to leave the hospital. I don't understand why they didn't leave him in the hospital if he wasn't mentally ready to leave that hospital. Most hospital doesn't do that, but I don't know how Kansas City Hospital is. But they won't let you out the hospital here in Georgia, not like that, if he was still that way. Okay. Now you got to understand that T. Montez didn't have his cell phone. So when you don't have your cell phone, what do you do next? You go to the police station, or do you what do you do next? Since you don't know the city that good, but he do have a girlfriend there. He did have a girl, y'all. He met a girl there now. I gonna act like he was there by himself now. He did know this girl. So I don't know that's what puzzled me, the girl. Okay. Let's finish in this.
extremely vulnerable at the time. Missing person flyers were then distributed all over Kansas City, brandishing Montez's face and the details of his disappearance, in the hopes that a member of the public would recognize the young man. Tacona and the rest of the family also worked hard to spread the message of their missing loved one all across social media and the news, with multiple networks picking up the story to share the case. It was then during one of these interviews where Tacona was quoted as saying, "I've come all the way from St. Louis and I'm asking for help in your city. I've got posters all down truce."
The grandmom said, "Singer, and I asking for help in your city. I got poster all down troops. I'm going all around everywhere looking for my grandbaby. Rest assured, I won't return home until T Montez is located. Okay, y'all, this what bothered me about this case. Where is his mother? Where's his family? Are they? Why aren't they helping the grandmother look for her grandson? Where are the family? Where is family? You know, do he go? What? Montez do know where girls stay. Did he walk to her house? You know what I mean? How? But she had to stay alone. Has to stay away ways because she met. She ended up talking to him for a while. Oh, Lord. I just don't understand what happened to this 19-year-old unless he ran into a game. And I'm not going to blame everything on a game, like on a game and stuff. But I want to say, did he go back to her house? If he didn't go, he left her house. So I guess he would go back to her house. Where would he go? Where would he go? And somebody would have recognized him. Plenty of cameras everywhere.
I'm going all around everywhere looking for my grandbaby. Rest assured, I won't return home until Montez is located. So at this moment, it really did seem like he would be found any minute, with the huge number of resources that were being used to search for the young man. But despite the meticulous efforts of everybody involved, it would appear that no new leads would emerge, leading the case to eventually begin to turn cold.
So y'all gonna let the case turn cold? No, if y'all ain't seen nobody nowhere, why would y'all turn the case cold? Yeah, let me show y'all the picture of T Montez. I don't think y'all should turn it cold. I don't think it's a cold case. And I'm still puzzled. Let me show y'all the picture of him. I'm still puzzled about why did that why did that here we go, y'all. Let me show y'all this. I'm sorry I'm in the dark, y'all. I'm just tired. Okay, y'all remember him. This T Montez. He 19 years old and a responsible adult. Okay, he do have a girl that he met, and she thinking that he don't been around somebody else. Now, for him not to know where he going from where he going, uh, I don't understand why would he go walking off somewhere. I don't understand these young folks. See, that's the only thing I just don't understand. If he don't know where he is, why did he leave from the spot where he was? And then also, it was a man standing out there on his cell phone, talking on his cell phone, looking at T Montez, knowing T Montez don't know where he is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the the guy who was watching him know that T Montez lost. I just don't understand this, y'all. He don't know too much about that place, but he do know where them girls stay. I just don't understand why he leave the hospital if they think they checked him. They checked him and he was like flirting with the hey baby. They was like flirting with he was like flirting with the doctor. And the doctor said that he didn't need a bed. So okay, let's listen on from him. I just want y'all to remember him. We talking about the title, baby. Go back and look at the title, okay? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. T. Montez. It's a guy that we've been talking about. His name T. Montez. See, wait, let me see. See, this picture of him, he looked different. Here go another picture of T. Montez, 19 years old. And we trying to see what happened to him. What could he have went? He was in Kansas City. Now, I don't know what part of Kansas City that he's not from there, but he do have a girlfriend there, and he do talk to other girls. But this one, okay, and his grandmother looking for him. Okay, hold on, guys.
Mental breakdown that would have more than likely left him extremely vulnerable at the time. Missing person flyers were then distributed all over Kansas City, brandishing to Montez's face and the details of his disappearance, in the hopes that a member of the public would recognize the young man. Tacona and the rest of the family also worked hard to spread the message of their missing loved one all across social media and the news, with multiple networks picking up the story to share the case. It was then during one of these interviews where Tacona was quoted as saying, "I've come all the way from St. Louis and I'm asking for help in your city. I've got posters all down Truce. I'm going all around everywhere looking for my grandbaby. Rest assured, I won't return home until Montez is located." So at this moment, it really did seem like he would be found any minute, with the huge number of resources that were being used to search for the young man. But despite the meticulous efforts of everybody involved, it would appear that no new leads would emerge, leading the case to eventually begin to turn cold.
Mm.
Now, unfortunately, as far as the official investigation goes, this is all we know for now. But from my research, it would certainly seem that Montez's friends and family have been working extremely.
Okay, here he go again. I think I just, deep in my heart, I don't think he missing. Deep in my heart, I thought maybe he been on showed up by now. I don't feel, it. Whatever. I think it doesn't matter, but somehow it just tell me that somebody know where he is. They would have been on found him. We up in March now, and he was a college student, and he responsible, and he had a girlfriend, and he didn't keep up with her. And she said, "Oh, and he's supposed to be on some kind of journey." So she told him good luck on his journey. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I hate to say, I'm not a detective or nothing like that. I don't. I think he alive. I really do. I think why would somebody kill this 19-year-old and then 19-year-old don't have no money or nothing? No, nobody want nobody who ain't got no money.
Extremely hard to keep his name in the spotlight, so we have to hold out hope that it will only be a matter of time before he is eventually found safe and alive. However, with Montez being missing now for over 2 weeks, alongside the incredibly worrying circumstances that surround his disappearance, the likelihood of his safe return is only growing weaker as the days pass. So, with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Now, as I usually do on this channel, before I move into the darker possibilities here, I would prefer to start with a more optimistic viewpoint, which in my opinion would be that Montez could still be out there on the streets of
Yeah,
Kansas
I
City,
think he's
just
still out
biding
there.
time before he gets back on his feet. Now, I have no evidence to back this up, but given that he was without a cell phone in an area he was unfamiliar with, it could be possible that he stayed at a homeless shelter for the night as he planned his next moves. But the problem with this theory is if Montez was still of sound mind, he would have more than likely returned to the Greyhound bus station at 4
Okay,
p.m.
okay. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think that he's still alive. But he didn't turn back to the bus station. It looked like he would have stayed so close. He looked. What make me so strange with this situation is, why did he leave the bus station if he don't have if Montez is 19 years old? He know right from wrong. He know all of that. My thing is, let me show y'all the bus station. My thing is, he would have returned back to the Greyhound the next morning, or he would have sat like most people do sit down right there at the bus station and wait. You got a ticket. Why you leave? Where you going? Where you headed? That's why I don't understand why the hospital let him go. And that's why the grandmama like, no, no, let him stay at the hospital. Wait till we, stay at the hospital. And they said that they can't hold him in there because ain't nothing wrong with him. They checked him. That's what they said. And he had the paperwork in his hand. So when my Ted left there, where, okay, my thing is this. I just don't believe what the hospital, if we're going to put it like this, if we're going to say that a 19-year-old is missing, okay, come on. All right. I know people go missing every day. Okay, y'all, don't get sensitive with this. Okay. Now I'm trying to say that this is a smart young man. Now my thing is the hospital. From the hospital, they need to go back to the hospital and talk to them nurses and look at his records, their self, and see what kind of concussion he had or what amnesia or whatever, what happened to where he had to go to the hospital. Cause me, to the real, he did everything his grandmother said do. He went to the hospital, got a ticket. She sent him a ticket. They gave him care fare. I never heard of bus hospital giving care fare, for Uber or nothing like that. But every state is different. So when he went there, my point is from there, from he didn't even say nothing to the guys. That's why I think mentally something still was wrong with him. He wasn't himself. And the hospital thought he was himself if they're gonna say he's a missing person. But when you at the hospital, they know when something wrong and right. He kept on saying he wanted a soda. You remember that, y'all? This is the boy who kept on asking for all them sodas, and they gave him 3 sodas and a crackers and some crackers. And he said he was thirsty. He was thirsty, and then they gave him 3 sodas, sprites. This don't sound right. With the hospital, it seemed like he probably went to the emergency and they didn't want to work. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't understand how 19 could be. If he were hungry, it seemed like he was homeless. That's the way they sound like they trying to make it. So for them, just a few minutes ago, say he probably went to a homeless shelter. I don't understand that he left that girl house. I believe T. Montez was gonna catch that Uber back to that girl house. And another thing, why did that uh taxi driver stay there? Is what's on my mind. Why did it just stay there and wouldn't let him in the car? I don't know. Do T. Montez know his phone fell out on the side? Okay, I don't really hear them talking about the phone record. That's why I hope that this is real and not a hoax. Okay, let's finish.
When it was open, in order to buy the ticket home, and yet he is not captured on surveillance cameras ever returning, which leads me to worry he may not have been in his right mind at the time. Now, before I get carried away, why else could he have failed to return to the bus
Thank
station
you.
that day? We know he didn't have his phone, so how was he planning on paying for the bus ticket?
That's what I'm saying. He don't have no money unless he has some money. Something ain't right with this case.
Say he may have had his wallet on him, but seeing as his grandmother had to pay for his Z-Trip taxi ride, I would be inclined to believe that Montez didn't have a lot of money at the time. Also, he was a college freshman, so by nature, money would have likely been very tight regardless. So without his phone, maybe Montez knew he had no way of paying for the bus ticket, and therefore wanted to see if he could find some quick cash. This may be a stretch, I know,
I'm gonna
but
tell y'all something. Let me show y'all this. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see can I stop it in time because I want y'all to see this. Hi. Montez is a smart young man. Okay, he kept money on him, and I'm not saying that he's smart. Let me just put it like this: he's smart, and him and that girl who he was messing with, uh, like I said, she told him good luck on his journey. Whatever he was trying to do, whatever he doing, she want to give him good luck on it. But they supposed to be together, but he want to be with her, and he talk about Jesus and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing. I think he's a smart young man. I don't think
Guess
he.
already. What if Montez did approach a stranger for help? Maybe even one that was more than willing. Somebody so helpful that they would invite him into their vehicle to drive him wherever he needed to go. Now, of course, this again is a completely.
Nah, that's what I want to show y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
So, with that, let's get into some of the potential theories. Now, as I usually do on this channel, before I move into the darker possibilities here, I would prefer to start with a more optimistic viewpoint, which in my opinion would be that Montez could still be out there on the streets of Kansas City, just biding time before he gets back on his feet. Now, I have no evidence to back this up, but given that he was without a cell phone in an area he was unfamiliar with, it could be possible that he stayed at a homeless shelter for the night as he planned his next moves. But the problem with this theory is if Montez was still of sound mind, he would have more than likely returned to the Greyhound bus station at 4 p.m. when it was open in order to buy the ticket home, and yet he is not captured on surveillance cameras ever returning, which leads me to worry he may not have been in his right mind at the time. Now, before I get carried away, why else could he have failed to return to the bus station that day? We know he didn't have his phone, so how was he planning on paying for the bus ticket? I'd say he may have had his wallet on him, but seeing as his grandmother had to pay for his Z-Trip taxi ride, I would be inclined to believe that Montez didn't have a lot of money at the time. Also, he was a college freshman, so by nature, money would have likely been very tight regardless. So without his phone, maybe Montez knew he had no way of paying for the bus ticket.
Okay, now he wasn't going to go to college. He was in college, and that second semester, he wasn't going to start that second semester. He didn't start the second semester. Okay, that's what it was told me. That he didn't start the second semester, so it wasn't like that he was going to go back the second semester. He did go the first semester, but he wasn't going to go the second. He didn't start the second semester. Maybe he went missing before the second semester. I don't know.
Ticket, and therefore wanted to see if he could.
Okay, now look at this. This look like when he was young. Yeah, this look like a younger picture of him. I don't know, but the money in his hand, that this picture would tell me that he's a smart young man. He know how to hustle. It didn't tell me nothing negative about him. It told me that he deal with people. He know how to deal with people. He communicate with people. To me, because I can tell about a little bit from what we just saw what he do.
Find some quick cash. This may be a stretch, I know, but given the fact that he was struggling with mental health issues at the time, his decision making may have been slightly skewed. This could also explain why he didn't call the police to inform them that he was stranded in Kansas City without his cell phone.
That's what I asked
Surely
y'all.
anybody of sound mind would have immediately gained
That's
access.
what I'm saying. Okay, y'all, this is what I've been missing too long. My Montez been missing too long. Why did he? What made the hospital that turned him loose? Because they say he was okay, and his grandma. He talked to his grandmother. See, he was okay. So that's why they let him go, because they took advice saying they took everything. And they won't give you no bed like that hospital bed just because you want, just to sleep like that. But this man is saying the same thing I'm saying. I don't why he didn't go to 911? Why he not communicating with people? He was communicating to that girl before he came to the he was communicating to that girlfriend, to his girlfriend, to a girl that he met. Remember, he met a girl from there. He was communicating with her. One thing about, I don't know, y'all, unless they not telling us that he deal with mental health.
Access to a phone from somewhere, like a local shop or even a friendly looking stranger. But saying this, could we have just accidentally touched on another possible theory? One that may not only explain why Montez failed to return to the bus station that day, but also why he has been missing for 2 weeks with not one single verified sighting.
Let me tell y'all something. Montez is 6'1". Before they approach him, they they gonna try him. I don't think it just. I really think that did nobody do nothing to him. He either something else going on right here. Something else is going on to me. And usually in a case, I feel that somebody, you know, is alive or dead. I don't know, but it's not giving me nothing. I thought maybe he don't came home by now.
Well, if you didn't guess already, what if Montez did approach a stranger for help? Maybe even one that was more than willing. Somebody so helpful that they would invite him into their vehicle to drive him wherever he needed to go. Now, of course, this again is a completely manufactured theory that has no hard evidence to back it up. But if it were true, this certainly wouldn't be the first time a young black man has been the victim of an abduction in Missouri. Perhaps Montez quickly realized that he had misplaced his cell phone, maybe at the hospital, in the police car, or even the taxi, but with no method of contacting any of these services.
They need to go back to the hospital. Go back to the hospital. Go back and talk to them people at that hospital. That's what they need to do. Go to the hospital and talk to them people at that hospital so they can tell them what a state of mind he was in when he left there. Because for that young man to say he thirsty and he was eating cracker like that, he could have been dehydrated. He could have been going through something. I don't understand why the hospital did him like that, y'all. I really don't. I don't understand why they let him out like that. It still seems like something wrong with his mind. If we're gonna go with the state of being the way this man's talking about, his mental state of being ain't not right to me. Cause I don't understand why he didn't go back to the. Why did he walk down the street? Why he ain't just sit right there at the bus station? Walk back up to the bus station and just said, "Man, I'm gonna sit right here and see what time they open in the morning." Where else he gonna go to? He gonna go to it. Probably been messing with two girls. Yeah, I don't never know, honey.
Services to check, he was forced to ask a stranger for help. At this point, there are a number of dark conclusions to this series of events, but one possible theory could be that a man invited him into his vehicle and offered to drive Montez out to the police station so he could request their assistance again. But another possible idea could be that the driver went one step further and offered to drive the young man all the way to his grandmother's house in St. Louis. Personally, I think this one is a bit too much of a stretch, as surely a 19-year-old man would not want to leave the city knowing he was without his cell phone. But the fact
That's
is,
what I'm saying. This just don't sound right. And why he get in the car with the guy? Why he ain't get in the car with the police? Why he ain't get in the car with nobody else? Why is it? I don't know. I don't know. I just think.
for now we can only speculate on what could have happened here, so every scenario needs to be scrutinized in my opinion. But for argument's sake, Let's say Montez did somehow end up in a stranger's vehicle for one reason or another, and was eventually taken against his will. What would have been the purpose of choosing Montez?
That's what I'm saying. It's too many 19 years old around now. Montez, no, Montez hurt. Show me, look that to me. He can. I don't think he went over girl house. I don't know. I just think that he went over somebody else's house. I don't know. I just don't feel like he missing. But they say he missing, so we're gonna deal with that. He missing. But I don't have no update on him. I don't have nothing. I don't, nothing else on him. Nothing that we're still looking for him. Nothing. We don't have nothing else on T Montez.
Well, if you're familiar with my channel, then you will probably know that a subject we have frequently discussed on these videos is a very likely scenario, in my opinion, being allowed to.
Okay, so I just deep down in my heart, y'all. I just think that he's alive. I don't know why. I don't. You don't hear anything. You don't. Is he on any kind of drugs or anything? Or what is he on anything or what? We need to go back to the hospital. And then let me see. Let me type in update, y'all. I just let's see. I just it just something just ain't right about this case. Something just ain't right about this case. This 19-year-old right here, was he in his right mind at the hospital where they think he was in his right mind? I don't know. I think it's a. I hope it's not a host. You know, something, another something like that. Really, I really, I want him to be found because his grandmother, his family want him. Jesus, it's no update on him. Well, he been gone by like what, about 1 month, about 2 months now. About 1 month, okay. And Montez, if you out there, you need to whatever. I don't understand how is this 19-year-old missing 19 you
Tonight, a St. Louis grandmother continues to search for her 19-year-old grandson in Kansas City. You suffer from this.
I want them to find him. Whatever going on, I wish somebody would help him. You know, just in case he's not in his right mind, just help this young man. Somebody help him.
Continues to search for her 19-year-old grandson in Kansas City. She last heard from him nearly 2 weeks ago. New tonight, she's sharing her growing concerns with our Robert Townsend. Robert.
Mike Tacona Donald Sullivan says she hasn't slept in days. The weary grandmother just wants to find her missing grandson. The case now has the attention of Kansas City police. It's been an agonizing time for Tacona Donald Sullivan and her family.
I just got a lot of unanswered questions.
She hasn't talked to her grandson, Montez, hurt in almost 2 weeks, and with each passing minute, her fears grow.
He's 19 years old. How do he just vanish?
Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western University and lives on campus. That's about an hour from Kansas City. His grandmother says on the morning of February 1st, Montez called her with some kind of mental distress.
I don't know what happened.
She says he was at the home of a woman he'd apparently recently met. Grandma admits her grandson.
Now, y'all listen to this. I'm up getting upset with the hospital. This truly right here. It's not the update. This is not an update. Now the grandmother said that when she first heard from him, he sounded like he was in a mental state of being. But listen to this conversation.
Son smokes marijuana.
And I kept on hearing him asking the girl, like, what did you give me? What did you lace me with? And then I'm like, who is that? And then so he was like, Granny, I don't know.
That's when Donald Sullivan then called the hospital, who sent police to the woman's house.
Police was asking what's happening. He said, I think somebody laced me.
His grandmother says Hurt went to an emergency room.
They should have sent him upstairs to find out what had him mentally disturbed.
She says the hospital did not admit to Montez, but gave him sodas and a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Hurt was last seen hours later on this street video trying to walk inside the station, but it was closed. He hasn't been seen since.
My heart says that he's alive.
Hurt's grandmother canvassed Kansas City streets, passed out 700 of these flyers.
This don't sound right. See, listen right here with this girl. Listen to what she's saying, what the grandma's saying. The grandma say he was talking out his mind. So if he was talking like it, he said it feel like somebody don't lace him. That boy know about weed because he smoked marijuana. Okay? So he felt different. But he was over that girl's house. And at first that girl wasn't going to let him out. But then when he went to the hospital, why the hospital didn't do more than what I thought they would do to him? I don't understand it.
Home of a woman he'd apparently recently met. Grandma admits her grandson smokes marijuana.
And I kept on hearing him asking the girl, like, what did you give me? What did you lace me with? And then I'm like, who is that? And then so he was like, Granny, I don't know.
That's when Donald Sullivan then called the
Granny,
hospital.
I don't know her. He said, Granny, I don't know her. But he gave her but he gave his grandmother the information so the police could come to the girl house. Why is he over a girl house that he just met her? I don't know.
Who sent police to the woman's house.
Police was asking what's happening. He said, I think somebody laced me.
His grandmother says Hurt went to an emergency room.
They should have sent him upstairs to find out what had him mentally disturbed.
She says the hospital did not admit to Montez, but gave him sodas and a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Hurt was last seen hours later on this street video trying to walk inside the station, but it was closed. He hasn't been seen since.
My heart says that he's alive.
Hurt's grandmother canvassed Kansas City streets, passed out 700 of these flyers, and will return to the city Tuesday to keep searching for him.
I gotta go back. My grandson is still there. I gotta go get my baby.
So where is the mother? Where is the mother? And I don't like how they did this right here. Showed us this. Hold up. I don't like this part right here. Look, with him going, they gave us you're not gonna see him anymore after this. When he went to the Greyhound bus station and in a double lock. And then he went back to the Uber driver. See, the T Montez was just like me. Why is the Uber driver still sitting there? But he went back to the car, thinking that the Uber driver was waiting on him. Why was that Uber driver still there?
Hurt was last seen hours later on this street video trying to walk inside the station, but it was closed. He hasn't been.
Why is he still sitting right there? The Uber. T. Montez looked down the street, not realize that he don't have his phone. And this is going to be the last time Why he ain't sit right here with these guys? See, y'all got to remember these guys got on red. I ain't trying to say they no gang member. They got on red. They looking at him. Man on him on his phone. I ain't trying to say he had nothing to do with him, but he looked at my tail like he got some money.
Seen since.
My heart says
And he
that
went
he's
down the street.
alive.
Her
And them folks looking at him.
grandmother canvassed Kansas City streets, passed out 700 of these flyers, and will return to the city Tuesday to keep searching for him.
I gotta go back. Tell my grandson is still there.
Now, where is the mama? It's nothing wrong with his mother, y'all. Nothing. It's nothing. This has been a month ago, and we haven't heard from him.
When your celebration of life is prepaid.
I think it's something else going on here because who want a 19-year-old boy? Who want him? And I don't know what to say. Only thing I just don't understand is if that boy wasn't in his right man, that mean they in the hospital but don't care nothing about you. He didn't have the proper ID. See, I hope I can find what it was told at first that he didn't want to sign himself in. And he told his grandma, I'm all right. That's what he told his grandma. So he didn't say, he the only one could have approved himself in that hospital. But he didn't want to be approved in the hospital. So that's what that nurse was telling him, that he has to sign the paper and they can accept him. But see, Montez did not want to sign the paper. So they couldn't admit him in. They wouldn't admit him in like that.
18-year-old Montez Hurt hasn't been seen since Thursday, and his St. Louis family is now here pleading for help.
KMBC9's Matt Evans is live in Kansas City with their search, and Matt, the bizarre circumstances surrounding his disappearance.
Yeah, Bria, Chris, you might have seen these flyers posted around town. There's hundreds of them all over Kansas City. The family of Montez Hurt hanging up even more today in hopes that somebody here has seen him. It's another day of agony.
Can you put one in your window for me?
Another day of searching.
We have canvassed this area.
And another day of not knowing what happened to Montez Hurt.
I just don't understand. I really don't.
I don't either.
It seemed like if he was out here, he would see. There's no way he wouldn't call us.
His grandma.
See, that's what I'm like, the grandmama. Damn, it just ain't sounding right.
Drove here from St. Louis on Friday and has been doing this every day since.
We're looking for my grandbaby. We're from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western and was in Kansas City with a friend early Thursday morning when he called his grandma in mental distress.
That day when he called me, first of all, it was out of order.
His grandma called police here, and an ambulance took him to St. Luke's. He was released a few hours later. Surveillance video shows a Z-Trip taxi dropping him off at the Greyhound bus station before it opened. And when he went back to the car, he couldn't get in and started walking south on Troost with his phone still in the Z-Trip. Police told the family they saw him on traffic cameras Thursday afternoon at 77th and Troost, still walking south. But there's been no sign of him since.
So y'all seen him walking south? They seen him on the camera walking south. Oh, Lord, he could have been walked into the wrong neighborhood. But I think they would have been on family by now. They're like they ain't looking for him.
Which is why this family is now pleading for help to find him.
I'm not leaving Kansas City without my grandson. I'm not. I'm not leaving this place without my grandson.
We did talk to police today who confirmed they have opened a missing persons case for Montez Hurt, but they didn't release very many other details. If you've seen him or have any information about his disappearance,
they ain't looking for him. They ain't looking for that boy. They ain't looking for T. Montez. I want to know who that girl is. they need to talk to. Ain't nobody talking to nobody. I don't see the mama trying to help. I don't see the sister trying to help. All I see is a grandmother trying to help. And this just ain't right. Jesus. If it was my son, I'd be out there trying to find him.
bus ticket to get to his grand bus
Some,
ticket to
some just ain't right.
Have you?
Y'all, it's no update. It's no update on this boy. He been missing now for a month. About a month. Mm. Where are you, Montez? T. Montez, where are you? Yeah, okay. I just don't know. I just don't know. About a year ago, a year ago. It was like a year ago. Almost like a year ago. I said 2 months, a month. Let me see what else can I find. That boy got plenty of sense. I don't care what y'all say. He got plenty of sense. T. My Ted got plenty of sense. Malcolm Bentley. Uh, and he was a great basketball player. Um, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So I just if I, hear anything, I want the family to know that I'm gonna, keep, stay on the case, Every now and then I'm gonna go through a lot of my little stuff and try to give an update on 19-year-old T Montez hurt. Okay. And thank y'all for watching. Thank you so much. Oops.